Happy Devil's Halloween Friday. This is The Woo Report. The Woo Report. Episode 460. Coming to you live from the Primetime Radio Studios inside the bunker. Undisclosed location, beautiful New Jersey. Streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, X Live, Twitch, and now on Instagram at Let's Go Devils Podcast. On the Let's Go Devils Network. Breaking news. Coming over the wire the last 15 minutes, Jacob Markstrom has now signed an extension with the New Jersey Devils. An extra 2 years, $6 million AAV, according to NHL.com. Again, coming over the wire. So how's your Halloween going? What an announcement now. I've got some questions about this extension. The timing of it coming out on a Friday night on Halloween, and my buddy Matt, who sent a text, and I'll read it verbatim. Why do you extend him now? What's the rush? I guess they were talking to Jacob Markstrom about an extension. So far this season, he hasn't exactly performed to what we would expect him to perform at. I understand the extension. That's not new news. I guess what's surprising here is why the rush? $6 million a year on the cap for an extra 2 years, so really a total of 3 years, including this season, that the New Jersey Devils will have Jacob Markstrom. I don't know how you feel about this. Oh my goodness, my dude. It's Halloween, not April Fool's. Almost got us. Yeah, you know how like in the news cycle world, especially in politics, anytime you want to make an announcement, but you really don't want everybody to know, but you have to officially do it, you kind of slide it in on a Friday afternoon when no one's looking. But on a Halloween Friday, you're going to put out the news that Jacob Markstrom signs a 2-year extension? And on top of that, is it because of the $6 million AAV? With that, so essentially 2-year, $12 million? Again, I'm still trying to assess what's going on. We are live right now. Welcome to the Woo Report on this beautiful Friday night, Halloween night in New Jersey. I'm trying to make sense of it right now. I mean, gee, hey, Shorts guy, if you're listening, you too can let up 8 goals and get a nice extension. How about that? Just kidding, of course. Just a little sarcasm to our resident co-host of Game Day Live. Game Day Live and the Let's Go Devils Podcast Sunday edition. But just the optics just look so weird about this. Am I happy? I'm indifferent. I don't know. I want to hear what everybody has to say about this extension of Jacob Markstrom. So now the Devils will have 2 veteran goaltenders for at least the next, between now and then the year after, and the year after that, with Jake Allen and Jacob Markstrom. So essentially, there's cost certainty there. Maybe that's the silver lining here. You know what your goaltending situation is for this season, and then 2 seasons afterwards, a total of 3 full seasons. Maybe that's what it is. This is kind of the stopgap before the highly anticipated Yegorov comes in somewhere down the line. Nico Dawes, he's your third string. Do you give him a chance? Well, right now, As you can see right now, Jacob Markstrom cashed in. Michael Descal says, I have no problem. It's 6 a year, not 10. 3 or more years, I'd have an issue. Yegor is the future. Dawes isn't. Good point. Good point. Dubs is like, Sam, there's nothing to make sense of. They're working on a deal and they hit it. I don't think there are any weird optics. They have 2 vets combined, making less than 8. Good deal. Yeah, but on Halloween, you're going to announce this? Couldn't you wait till tomorrow morning? That's what again, I'm the Mr. Conspiracy theories on anything the New Jersey Devils do, because they're very strategic on their announcements. And it's just kind of weird on a Halloween night that you would have this announcement. I would have announced it before before tomorrow's game against the Los Angeles Kings. Lawrence X says, what's this say about the future of Dawes? Again, Tom Fitzgerald right now doesn't have to worry about the goaltending for the foreseeable future for the next 2 or 3 years. But then again, I'm a little worried about Markstrom start of this season. But again, it was just one game. Letting up 8 goals against the Colorado Avalanche. Could have been more, by the way. Could have been more. Do I like Jacob Markstrom? I thought he played fantastic last season when he was healthy. And that's the part that I'm going to bring up. His health. He did get injured last season. He was on a roll, then got hurt. And I thought he, to his credit, he tried to get himself back as quickly as possible. I think he got in a little too early. And this season, filling in relief for Jake Allen, he obviously hurt his hand on that play in relief against the BJs, the Blue Jackets. And he played well in that third period, but again, down with injury. So for this season and the 2 seasons afterwards, you're going to pay him $6 million AAV. Basically, essentially what he's getting right now to be the Devils' 1A goaltender. I don't think it's a great deal, but I don't think it's a bad deal. I think it just extends the status quo and who's in net for the New Jersey Devils. Dubs is like, Halloween is not a holiday except at LOL. Yeah, but you see, the Devils are always strategic with their press releases, their announcements. I just thought it was a little strange. Because I thought I was going to go to bed today. After being up all night long, just like you, to see the Devils get shellacked by the Sharks 5-2 on West Coast time. But I don't know. Want to see some other comments? Just going to go to the Instagram Live. I'm just reading off YouTube. No comments there yet on the Instagram Live. Jacob Markstrom, Jake Allen. I lean more towards Jake Allen. Markstrom last season had some great moments, but I hope he stays healthy. I hope he stays healthy for this contract and for the sake of the New Jersey Devils. He's your number 1 goaltender. And it should be interesting to see how he comes back, how he performs after that dismal performance against the Colorado Avalanche. Steve Engel says, Keith said, don't read into anything into the forward lines today at practice. Seeing some of the comments. Going to X. Pod Legend, hello. Getty27, Instagram woo, let's go. Reading the Instagram comments. Finally figuring it took me 2 years to figure out how to stream on Instagram Live. The directions, if you actually read the directions that they give you, it makes no sense whatsoever. So don't follow the direction. Use your instincts. If anybody wants to be doing live streaming. M. Payne says, oof. Oof. Robert Isaacson says, I think the contract for 2 years makes sense. You don't make a large commitment in case the quality of play falls off. You know, I think this is a good risk on Tom Fitzgerald's part. It fits in the salary cap structure that he has built. Markstrom has proven himself in that first year that he can be a number one. He can be great. Again, it's just I'm worried about his age and health and how that affects the New Jersey Devils. Steve Engel says, I know it's like saying we inhale and exhale. But hey, the deal is done. I don't know what to say. Congratulations. The Devils have goaltending for the next 3 years. But I'm not going to lie to you. I cannot wait to Jaegerov when he comes up with the big club one day. That kid is good. He's going to be real good. But this, if anything, takes the pressure off of Jaegerov and let him develop properly, just like what happened to Martin Brodeur when he came up to the NHL. If you remember, Brodeur came in early, got drafted in 1990, 20th overall, then came in, I don't know if it was the following season. Yeah, it was probably the following season. Maybe not. But he came up as emergency basis because I believe it's Craig Billington and Chris Terreri were hurt. Scott Erickson and Brodeur were the goaltenders on an emergency basis. That's why Marty got his first win against the Boston Bruins, I believe, in, I'd like to say 1992. Now, fun fact, I was in 8th grade back then, and I had two choices to go to either the Bruins game or the Quebec Nordiques game, which that was Brodeur's first start and second start of his NHL career. Because it was a school night, I think it was the Thursday night. I went to the Sunday night game, or Sunday afternoon game against the Nordiques, and I saw Brodeur's second ever game. Anyway, this has nothing to do with Jacob Markstrom and his extension. But the point I'm trying to make is after that, Brodeur spent some time with Utica, where he was properly developing, and then finally came up to the big club again in the 93-94 season, in the middle of that season. So, if you want to look at it from that standpoint, there is no rush on our prospects right now. They can develop properly while keeping your current New Jersey Devils team competitive. Now you just got to perform. And perform, they should. So, tomorrow, against the Los Angeles Kings, Sunday against the Anaheim Ducks. I'm sure we're going to see Allen and Markstrom for those games. Oh my goodness is commenting. Also, 2 years from now, one of the Golden Girls will definitely spend time injured. So that'll be Yegorov's chance to get a taste with the big club. I wonder if Nico Dawes is going to be around. If he's going to be traded at some point. Still thinking, as you know, this is breaking news coming out. Always something 17. Not sure how I feel about the Markstrom extension, to be honest. I don't know. See Jeffrey 513 joining the Instagram live. Pod Legend 76 joined. Moving around here. Again, if I miss your comments, don't take it personally. It's hard to produce. Go live. And read comments at the same time with bad glasses. These bifocals are driving me nuts. Matt says, why do it now? What do you have to gain right now? Let's I can't even read that. He performs like a stud. Was he really going to cost more than $6 million for 2 years? Makes no sense to rush. I couldn't agree with him more, Matt. But at least we see there's a plan in place. I'm not saying it's a great plan, but at least we know what direction the Devils are taking. They want to win now. And this kind of solidifies that, because if Markstrom leaves, who's going to take over that starting role? Then you have to revisit this stopgap solution again for Yegorov, for Malik, or anybody that's in the system that has potential of being a number one goaltender in the NHL. Let's see here. Dubs is like, NCAA season has only 34 games. Hopefully Big Mike goes to Utica next year to build up his reps and travel. He has 3 years to build up the stamina. Good point. That's a very good point. And I know some of the fans out there are hung up on the AAV. It's not like Markstrom is getting a significant raise or even, you know, an inflationary raise because the salary cap's going up. It's status quo, practically. I don't know exactly what he's making this season, but $6 million. It's around that, $6 million AAV. He essentially gets a 2-year extension at the same price. Would he be willing to take a pay cut? Obviously not. So that's why they probably arrived to those numbers. Lawrence is saying Dawes will go somewhere and play against us like a Vezina Trophy winner, just like every other goaltender that faces the New Jersey Devils. They just somehow shut us out and take the win and see you later. Oh my goodness. I feel like they're not super high on Dawes, being they risked him going through waivers this year. I think that's a great point. Oh my goodness. I think that's a real good point. Let's see here. Some other comments. Let's go to the Facebook Live. I got to go there. It's like bar hopping on social media. Hopefully I have my volume turned off on my phone. Should have done that. But, you know, you rush to do these breaking news. I just happened to be on the couch when Shorts Guy texted, and I just happened to verify it, and I just happened to do a podcast, which I was actually about to go to bed. I was watching the Blue Jays-Dodgers game before. But, again, breaking news on a Halloween Friday. We see a couple people in the Facebook Live. Hello, John Moskal. Let's see here. Let's share it to the Let's Go Devils Facebook group. Jacob Markstrom signing an extension 2 years. Looking on X right now. On any comments, we got some people watching on X, formerly known as Twitter. The breaking news of Jacob Markstrom signing a 2-year extension, $6 million AAV, total of $12 million USD. Whew. Yeah, also, downtown Connor Brown is a game time decision for tomorrow. That also coming a few hours ago on that. Brian says, I don't know if I really wanted them to sign him to an extension, but it's 2 years, so we will see how it does. Like, that's Tom Fitzgerald's strategy all along. Remember Jonathan Bernier or Corey Crawford? They signed these 2-year deals. You know, it's like you got a 2-year out clause, but really in this case, you're having him finish this season, and then you got 2 more years. And I think that's what this is about. That it's not. Now, if he signed him for 3-year extension on top of this season, nah, it's not going to work. 2 years, I can live with. At $6 million AAV, Palat, how many more years does he have on his contract? 1 more season after this season? At least that will be getting off the books, maybe sooner. You never know. I haven't sent out the Palat jersey out yet. I'm sorry. Just been procrastinating. Yeah, game time decision on downtown Connor Brown. That was said today. Alrighty, Wimpy says Markey gets back to his form. It's a great deal. Yeah, that's a big if, Wimpy. That's a big if. Oh my goodness, is asking, is the trade protection in this contract? Good question. Very good question. I don't see anything written about it, but we should really find out. We should really find out about some of the trade protections on this contract. Wimpy thinks he'll be fine, Jacob Markstrom. Yeah, and again, you know, we're kind of harping on him just having a slow start to this NHL season. Again, I'm just talking optics. But optics don't mean anything. Just thought it was a little weird that you would just announce it now. Couldn't you have announced it earlier today? Maybe they didn't get done. Maybe they just want to get it out of the way. Devils are on the West Coast. Going to play LA and Anaheim this weekend. Saturday, Sunday. Back-to-back games. All righty, well, I'm going to get out of here. I'm just going to drop the podcast on our podcast pages, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, Prime, Audible, and on the iHeart app. Please rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast. Also, you can find us on YouTube at Let's Go Devils. You can find us on X at Let's Go Devils Pod. And Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch at Let's Go Devils Podcast. Wimpy, one more thing. He said, remember when he came back from injury last year? He stunk, but he was a warrior in the playoffs. And I got to give Markstrom credit that. He came back early, but he did come back. Can't fault him for trying. And hopefully, will this win us the Stanley Cup? You're only as good as your goaltender. We shall see. All right, I want to thank all those tuning in on this beautiful Happy Devils Friday on Halloween night. As, there's a lot of trick-or-treaters out there. A lot of idiots walking across the street. And I'm not talking the kids. I'm talking the parents, too. They don't look both ways. They throw themselves in traffic. Don't even obey the traffic laws. While they're wearing dark clothes, no less, with no reflectors. And somehow, as a New Jersey driver, you're going to have to figure out to avoid them. I don't get it. Excuse me. Ted says, drink and crew brew. So we'll make winning memories together, one crew at a time. That's right, Ted. Thank you. All right, getting out of here. Have a great Halloween. We'll see you tomorrow on the Morning Woo. Set your alerts. Till next time, this is the Woo Report. Let's go, Devils.